Aximili meets you on the porch as you all start to go up there.
I think Savannah will just wave, smile, wave, small wave.
Welcome back, Prince Savannah.
Nope, not that.
Kamren bows to you as he walks into the cabin.
Yeah, Zach goes up to the steps and does this, the very over the top. After you, my liege.
Can I push him?
He playfully stumbles in as you push him, Savannah, and as Zach gestures towards you.
Dylan sort of just walks up beside him and is like, so what did you get up to this weekend?
Yes, I can brief you all on everything. Come in.
Isn't it technically a debrief if it's after?
Yes. Got me.
Okay.
Dylan snorts out loud. So hard. It's just so unexpected to hear that out of his mouth. Or thought speak.
Out of his what?
Out of his thought mouth.
Ugh.
THOT.
Aximili the thought.
That thought mouth too. Anyway.
Yeah, as you guys get inside, he just immediately starts.
Yes, I have set up an outside perimeter with the rest of the spare cameras that we had. Although it is not perfect. There are blind spots, but as long as whoever we're looking for is not actively trying to avoid them, we should be able to see anyone that we're trying to see for the most part.
How many cameras do you need to cover the blind spots?
Oh, it is the woods. 10 to 15 more.
Yeah. Okay. I've got a few at the house. Since the Chapmans moved, I kind of don't need that setup anymore, so I can bring them next time I come.
That would, we could also install them in other places or make the area bigger. But yes, they would be useful.
Yeah, okay. I got you.
But Matea seems to know the area that we wish for her to stay in. Stay near.
Okay.
I have not shown her the whole of the underground caverns. However, I have set up alarm systems to trigger if she crosses certain boundaries down there. One being if she travels too far down the cavern's corridors, and the second is if she goes towards the holding cells.
Will those work if she's in morph?
They are infrared sensors, so as long as she triggers them, it should work. If she gets small enough, she could be able to bypass them.
Okay. So, it's porous, but it's something.
Yes.
Has she done anything that's suspicious?
Not really. She's not even really said too much to me since you all have been gone. She works on the computer for a few hours of the day, then grazes. And then she stares at the stars at night. Sometimes with the wolves. Well, last night with the wolves. I believe she has been talking to them in private thought speak.
To the wolves?
Can she do that?
I don't know that they would understand, but she could definitely speak to them.
Oh, okay. They're not talking back, in other words.
Not that I know of.
Why?
I'm not sure why. We would have to ask her, I guess. I've just noticed that. It's hard to tell, but when you're an Andalite, you can kind of get the sense when someone is communicating through thought speech. Other than that, not much has happened. Or last night, the Hork-Bajir downstairs started to stir. And I believe that means that he will be waking up soon.
All right. We were discussing what to do with that Hork-Bajir on the way over here. Did you have any strong opinions on the matter?
I do not. I mean, I do not believe this group would torture or just execute him for any reason, without a reason. So I do not have anything that I would like to request. I don't believe you all would do that, so.
I think Savannah, eyebrows shot up, when he says this, we were discussing letting them go in the woods, and that we would ask Maitea an appropriate living situation for them, temperature, altitude, and food consumption-wise.
That is a very thorough process, and I agree with it. We should do that.
Should we do that now? Or do we want to talk to the guy first?
Let's collect some information from Maitea to understand what we can offer.
The last thing, I believe, before we get into that, I have set up the ritual for Prince Alaron's death. I had a question I guess I would leave to all of you. Is this something that we should still perform? Does he deserve it?
I don't know what your Andalite culture dictates.
Everyone, regardless of how they live their lives, are giving the 2-day waiting period, which would end tonight. I do not believe the words of the ritual reflect how Alaron lived his life. But this could be a minor diplomatic issue when it comes to negotiation with the Andalites. If they realize that we have treated a prince without the proper respects. But like I said, that being said, I do not believe his actions reflect the sentiment of the ritual.
So we say different words.
That is an option. Maybe the Andalite ritual isn't the ritual for Alaron.
That makes sense to me.
Is it common on your home world to criminals or something? Do they not get this ritual?
He seems to think for a second because he is about to tell you some stuff about Andalite culture. So he does hesitate, but shakes it off easily enough. And he says,
normally the Andalites, what I've kind of been realizing of late, they try to sweep all their wrongdoings under the rug and hide them. So it's not widely heard of not performing the ritual. But I believe that it is not given to every Andalite.
I'm sure he did good things. And I think everybody's better than the worst thing they've done.
He was a decorated war prince.
Okay, so we talk about that. We don't have to ignore the bad things, right?
What are the words that you're opposed to?
He looks at you and he says, the Andalite ritual, the words are, I am the servant of the people, which I do not agree that he lived his life as a servant for the people. I am the servant of my prince, which he may have. He may have done all of this for his prince and to win the war. He may have tried to make those decisions that he thought would do that. So maybe he honored that. And then I am a servant of honor. That he did not uphold. There are more words, but they are pretty much repeating of that. It's my life is not my own when the people have need of it. My life is given for the people, for my prince, and for my honor. And I do not believe he did any of that. Most of that.
I think we could change that up, she says, kind of looking at Zach and Dylan. Kamren, too.
Could just change it from am to was. Because at some point, surely he did all those things.
I don't think any of us can speak on any aspect of his life other than... Oh. But I don't think she wants to.
We also cremate our dead. So they can return to the universe. I do believe he deserves that.
All right.
Would it be heresy to say a portion of that but intend it for ourselves as we do it?
Aximili has like the Andalite smile kind of go across his eyes when you say that, Dylan. And he says, I believe that could be a compromise. Repeating the words of the death ritual kind of symbolize, they are said for the person that is gone, but they are a reminder of what you should be living for in the Andalite culture. So that is a wise thought, Dylan.
All right, so we need to write it down because I won't remember a word.
And also in between the words, there are actions, and he like starts to show you the actions, and he bows his head and he raises his stalk eyes towards the sky. Yeah, you guys can write this down. He will say he will need about 5 more hours before the 2 days are up.
Oh. Okay. Savannah, can I stay with you tonight?
Yeah, of course.
Not like, I mean, it may not, like, we can stay here. I don't care where we stay, but, like, can I tell my dad I'm staying with you?
I understood your meaning. Yes.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. And Dylan takes out her phone and sends a quick message to her dad. Like, hey, Dad, working on some studying with Savannah. Is it cool if I stay over?
Yeah, just make sure you get to school on time tomorrow. You got that car now. No excuses.
She thumbs up.
He sends a heart emoji.
Love you too.
He sends a picture of Michelle, and she's drinking and tipsy. She's got a wine glass in her hand, and she's like smiling at the camera as she's like posing with the drink.
She sends back, I thought this was a baby shower.
They turn up at baby showers now. If they don't have babies there. Some of the more like single or the younger moms were drinking, and she joined them.
I'm not judging. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not judging. Good for her. I'm excited for her. You guys have fun. Bye.
Bye.
Zach shoots a quick message to his mom. Just like a generic, hanging with Van, gonna study late, whatever type of thing. Doesn't even look for a response, just puts it back in his pocket.
You hear a chime.
He takes it out and checks it.
Dinner in the microwave for you. Love you.
Thumbs up. No, I was kidding. Yeah. He just puts it back in his pocket.
As everybody kind of takes this little time to text their parents, Kamren's playing some game on his phone, but Savannah, you get private thought speak from Aximili, and it says, we may need to have a private conversation about the Andalites that are being sent to our aid, and Matea. I'm not sure how much you want the group to know.
Everybody's kind of texting their parents. Kamren's playing a game. Savannah's just going to walk right through them and, like, leave, like, go to a different part of the house. Just go.
Aximili will follow. And when you guys kind of get to a little bit more secluded place where they can, like, hear you talking but can't make out what you're saying, you're far enough away from him. He'll say, during the transmission at the observatory, I told a high war prince of the Andalite fleet that I could lead them to the assassin Matea. And that is why they agreed to send reinforcements. And this was, of course, before we knew everything from the Exilia device. But it seems important now.
And what would happen if you couldn't lead them to Matea?
It depends on what their orders are and which Andalite come, frankly. We've seen that some Andalites could be more corrupt than others. But most likely I would be labeled a failure. Maybe be kicked out of the fleet and sent back to the homeworld.
Would you be going back to the homeworld regardless?
That has been a question on my mind, but I do not believe so. I believe my duty is here.
And if you delivered Matea successfully, what would happen?
It would definitely give us some bartering ability with the Andalite High Council. She is wanted. But that doesn't seem right now, does it? And he kind of looks at you.
And if you delivered Matea successfully and then she managed to inexplicably escape on her own, what then?
She would still be hunted, maybe even more fiercely. She would be more wanted than she is now, yes. Because she also escaped the fleet.
It seems that her options do not include going back to the Andalites anyways, nor would she probably want to based on what we know.
No, she would not be welcomed back into the fleet at all. She would stand trial.
Okay. Do you know anything about the parameters that they would use in containing her?
Some sort of blast shield, most likely on a transport to a dome ship where they have those facilities there, also closed with blast shields as doors.
Well, maybe there's a way that we can sort that out to all of our benefits.
Yes, perhaps they could, if Matea is comfortable with it, view the Exilia device. We could clear her name.
Do you think they would believe it?
That is also clouds my thoughts now. I would like to believe that they would believe it, but also I've seen the Andalites be corrupt and sweep things under the rug, as the TV shows say that I've watched.
All right. We will have to speak with Matea to make sure that she will work with us enough to do this, but I think that I don't know how much we could really fool them per se, but it seems like maybe what we need to do is let them see the Exilia, perhaps, and if they believe it, great, and if they don't, have a backup plan.
Yes. That is a good idea, Prince Savannah.
All right. Well, I guess that makes the Hork-Bajir the easiest thing to resolve at this point.
And he'll kind of nod at that and rejoin the group.
Yeah, if he starts heading back, she will follow him out of there.
What do you guys do next?
I guess find my Taya, huh?
I believe she is downstairs.
Savannah absolutely looking at Dylan before she goes like, yeah, you wanna go?
Dylan's like, after you.
Great.
Yeah, so Savannah first.
Yup.
Yeah, you guys get downstairs and you don't immediately see Matea in this room, but as Aximili gets down there, he takes you into another room and you see it's the room with like all the tables spread out, and Matea looks like she's seen to have set up in here. But yeah, she's in there just working away on a computer. She'll like look up as you guys enter.
I think since Dylan's made it clear at this point, it's not like, I think Savannah's really hoping to just not have to do this. But yeah, she'll go in there and be like, all right, Matea, hi, hello.
Hello.
We have a few questions for you about Hork-Bajir.
Yes, Aximili has told me that the Hork-Bajir is starting to stir. I figured you might need a little bit of my expertise.
Yes. What we are thinking about trying to do is to place the Hork-Bajir somewhere, but we want to ensure that they are going to be able to survive and thrive, and we do not want them to know that we are human. So we want to place them somewhere further away.
Yes, yeah, the Hork-Bajir love trees, as you know. They like to eat the bark that is higher up, so the higher the trees, the better tasting bark they find. They need a fresh water source. I don't know if they bathe in it too much, but they do like to get in it and drink from it. Plant life, they like a variety of plant life. They snack on anything. They try everything.
Any temperature, altitude shifts that we should know about that are not survivable?
Not too cold, not too hot. They like a temperate climate.
Okay. I think I have an idea.
Hork-Bajir spend a majority of their lives in the trees. So the higher the trees, the better, because people may not be able to see them. So.
Okay. She's just going to turn around from Matea because she wasn't sure what that weird energy was. And she's talking to the rest of the group now, saying the Redwood National State Park is only 40 miles north of here.
Yeah, I was thinking like Planet of the Apes, right? The first one?
Dylan has her hands in her pockets and she like sort of kicks the ground. She's like, too bad, could have gotten Dad to take him.
What? To both of those things, what?
You go first, your thing sounds better.
Yeah, my dad, he's there. That's where they're at a baby shower. Him and Michelle. He and Michelle, his girlfriend, that I'm still getting used to, are at a baby shower.
And he's cool with Hork-Bajir?
Oh, I can't imagine he would be, no. It was just weird that was...
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
He wouldn't literally have taken him there. I'm with you.
I mean,
Ha ha. A joke. Is that right, Dylan? Human humor.
Dylan's just like, yep.
You are supposed to laugh at a joke, everyone.
Apologies.
You got it. Nah. My thing is just at the first Planet of the Apes, like with James Franco, like Caesar and his crew, like at the end of it,
whoa.
they're in the
That is not the
redwoods.
first Planet of the Apes.
No one,
Let's just be
no one likes
real
the
clear.
Tim Burton one. We're not
Get
counting
out
the
of
Tim
here.
Burton one.
Oh
The
my
Tim Burton one
god,
with
that is
Helena
not the
Bonham
first
Carter?
Planet of the Apes. You what? Am I fighting with everyone today? I'm fighting with Kamren. I'm fighting with Zach. Am I fighting with everyone today?
Are we in a fight?
Get her, Savannah.
Over
Please don't.
Over
I
what?
I'm sorry. That's not the first Planet of the Apes. Please continue. I am listening now. I will sit down.
Oh, man.
She like goes to sit at the corner of a table and sort of misses and falls backwards a little and catches herself.
Oh, no.
I'm listening.
To the Planet of the Apes thing?
Yes.
That was it. Just the Redwoods National Forest is also featured prominently in that movie. The end.
So we know it'll work.
What?
Because of the movie?
Yeah, it works in the Planet of the Apes, right? So it'll work for us.
Yep.
There's a planet for the apes?
It's this one. It's this one.
Yeah,
guy.
it actually turns
this
out
one.
it's Earth the whole time, actually.
That's a spoiler, but
What a
yeah,
twist.
we're
So what is the
We're
purpose
apes.
of this movie?
It's like they're experimenting on like making apes really smart, and then like there's like a disease thing, and then they get it gets spread, and then like Caesar, who's like he's a pet at first, but like he ends up he's a baby, and then like they adopt him because he's really smart, and then like
Right.
he's James Franco's like kid kind of, and then like he's really smart, and then they take him to like ape facility.
And Marky Mark's in it, and he goes to space. That's what my mom used to watch the movie all the time.
No, there's no space in it. And then Caesar teaches all the Draco Malfoy's in it though. And then he gets all the other apes to like talk and stuff. That's why there's one named Maurice in it. He's really chill. He's an orangutan.
It's true.
All right, so we Planet of the Apes, the Hort Bajir.
Yeah, how are we gonna get him there? That's a big question I have, because he's not gonna fit in like a car.
Chivan?
Chivan.
Chivan.
Or
Unless.
morphing tech, right?
Chivan.
Yeah.
Is what you said?
Max says ner.
Yeah, I mean, unless it's one of those super smart ones.
Why don't we see what the attitude of the Hork-Bajir is like? Perhaps we can accommodate escorting them there instead of having to call the Chi.
Are there woods for 40 miles between here? Because you could just go.
I mean, yes. Looking at the route currently
Yeah,
on Google Maps.
I mean, I'm sure there's places of civilization in between, but yeah, there's probably ways you could stay within the woods the whole way.
Oh, okay, chill. Then we'll just
Easy.
go with him. We'll escort him.
Easy.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it would be harder to... Sorry, I'm looking...
No, you're right. I think to go north, though, the only obstacle you would run into is there's like a mountain that is like to the north of Ocean Grove, so...
Well, plan foiled. We can't go over a mountain.
Gotta...
Nobody's ever gone over a mountain before.
It's impossible. This is where we get a Sasquatch morph, everybody.
It's
Going
finally
through the woods.
happening.
The woods
for
in
you.
northern California. That's the southern end of their range. They're real range because they're real animals. Leave me alone.
Well, thank you, Maitea, for your expertise.
Yes.
That's all I've got. And Savannah's leaving.
Zach leaves.
Dylan pushes up off the table and rubs her hands together. Oh, okay, bye. And starts to walk out the door.
Aximili like stares at Mateo for just a second, nods and turns around, goes out the door, and Kamren is just arms crossed, leaning against the wall, watching Mateo. She like looks back at him and like kind of confused and kind of squints at her. He squints back at her, and then like pushes himself up off the wall, keeping his arms crossed, and backs out the door. Closes it.
Read the room, man. So as we're leaving, I'm just gonna be like, all right, so we're gonna talk to the guy now, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Dylan starts to take off outer layers. Stretch.
Zach does the same thing, to be honest, because he's about to morph Hork-Bajir.
Kamren does the same thing because he's about to morph Hork-Bajir.
Looking at Savannah expectantly.
I'm going to pause for a minute and see if there's an unexpected situation, if there's something in particular that will help us. But she'll still take off outer layers to get to her morphing outfit. She's just not quite as stretching and intense about it.
You see Aximili will kind of take you over to a monitor that he has set up down here now, and you can see into the room. And like as the others are morphing, he'll show you the Hork-Bajir, and you see, it has started to stir, and it is starting to like push itself up off of the ground as best it can. I think it's still, I don't remember if you guys took the chains off or not. It's like pushing itself up. A little while later, you guys all finish your morphs. You guys get to the area where the Hork-Bajir is being held, with Aximili and Savannah watching on a monitor.
All right. She's going to walk up to the door and thought speak. Okay, so I'm just going to go right in.
You're going to go in or just talk to her from outside?
I was going to go in.
Okay.
I think Savannah will just if she's included in this and like you're asking the question, she'll like look at Aximili and just like nod like, yeah.
Prince Savannah says you are clear to go in.
Just Savannah.
He doesn't say anything yet.
All right, so she's gonna grab the door handle and open the door.
He kind of like snaps to attention. I know his blindfold was still on, so he's like, his head is moving around, but he can't see anything. And we'll just say he does still have the chains on him. He's not uncomfortable because you guys made sure to make it to just where he couldn't get away, but he's fine. But he does like kind of snap up at attention when he hears you like enter.
It is okay. You're okay. There's no reason to be scared or upset.
He kind of like is still kind of like looking around. Not looking around, but his head is moving around trying to look.
Yeah. If you will promise me that you are not going to attempt to injure me, I can take the covering from your eyes so that you may see.
He waits for a second. Seems like he's kind of thinking, mulling it over. And then he says, I will not attack.
Good. I'm coming closer and I will touch you first so that you know I'm there. So do not panic. And she reaches out a hand and puts it on his shoulder.
And you do see like a little jump like with the initial touch, but he doesn't panic.
All right, and then she's going to reach up and take off the blindfold.
Zach has gotten as close to this doorway as he can without being visible.
If you decide to peek in at all, let me know. You'll just have to roll a stealth check. But yeah, he looks at you and he says, "And a light."
She's going to sort of look down for a second and just keep going. What can you tell us about where you've been?
He looks at you, thinks for a second. Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Ooh, I don't like that. Man.
I should not tell.
Dylan's going to run her hands through Maitea's hair and sort of hold it back a little, and she's going to go, I can understand that some Andalites are your enemy. Some Andalites may be my enemy as well.
No, not my enemy. Yeerk enemy.
Yes. Yes, Andalites are the Yeerk enemy. Absolutely.
Dylan, give me an insight check as you're talking to this Hork-Bajir.
Can I use Wave of Wisdom to help with that?
Yeah. What happens with that?
Basically, I can let Dylan add my Wisdom modifier to it, which adds 3 to that roll.
Yeah. How does that take form? How do you?
I think Savannah will just point out, like, through Aximili, like, say, like, does that seem odd to you? Does that reaction seem odd to you?
Dylan, is he? Prince Savannah is wondering if this reaction that you're seeing, doesn't it seem odd?
She immediately thinks back, yeah, it feels a little odd.
Dylan, you can kind of see that while his face stays mostly straight, like he has an amazing poker face, it kind of looks like, that's standing out as like a little weird because it's so stale. Like his face just isn't changing at all. He's not showing emotion. Definitely different from the Hork-Bajir you remember from the Exilia device, but also from the Hork-Bajir that you saw free in the Yeerk River. Like he's void of even sad emotion.
Oh no. She's gonna think to these guys, what if we accidentally lobotomize this guy?
What if they're a voluntary Hork-Bajir controller?
Oh, see, that I had not actually thought of. And she's gonna think to the Hork-Bajir, are you Yeerk enemy?
I am no one's enemy. I am Vessel.
Okay. Was there a time when you weren't a vessel?
Give me a persuasion check. Low DC. Just beat a 7.
Like how he says it like we have any fucking control over that.
I know. Or like any fucking charisma. Okay, there we go. How about that?
How's that, Austin?
Nice. No. Never a time when I was not a vessel.
Zach's gonna thought speak. It's to the group, like the whole group can hear, but it's to Dylan, really. Ask him if he wants to be a vessel again. I have a Yeerk morph.
Okay. Okay. Is being a vessel something that you enjoyed?
What is enjoy?
Found pleasure in.
There is no pleasure. There is no want
Then what is there?
There just is. I am a vessel.
Were you not born on your world?
No.
No.
I am captive bred.
Oh. Interesting. And she's gonna straight up thought speak to the rest of the group. Hey, did you guys fucking know that they had like captive bred Hork-Bajir? Craft brew?
No, I did not.
So he's never been in trees. He's never been in nature. He doesn't know anything about being a Hork-Bajir. He doesn't know about freedom at all. Like, are these concepts he can't understand? Is this describing color to a blind man? Like,
Do we think that his, like, physical brain is different? Do we think that he's different because they bred him in captivity?
I mean, they've got that weird geneticist alien. Maybe they've fucked him up. I don't know. Bred him for docility.
Can we send... Whoa, that kind of already worked, right? Can we send Kamren to get, like, a bunch of different bark from a few trees?
Yeah.
Isn't the bark we gave him in there?
Dylan looks around.
You see he just got up, like, so the bark is still there in the corner.
Okay. It's still here, but I feel like maybe even if he had eaten it, like, he would have just eaten it for sustenance and not because he liked it, you know?
Yeah, we gotta get him bark from high up.
Yeah, and some, like, weeds and plants and stuff. Kamren,
Yeah.
don't touch poison ivy or poison oak.
What if... okay, Dylan, but what if he likes it?
Right, and you're a Hork-Bajir right now, so actually, don't worry about it.
All right.
Here's a real quick thought. Would we like to maybe me and Kamren can go show him how to be a Hork-Bajir?
Oh, not right now.
Because we're Hork-Bajir also?
This guy doesn't know anything.
I know. Like, you get it? Like, we would show him the ropes, kind of. Because we're also Hork-Bajir. Like, Zach looks at himself and he looks over at Kamren and he's like, I know you can't see, but...
Okay, my vote is we take it slow. I'm down with whatever Savannah says.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, I don't know that he knows he's a Hork-Bajir.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Have you guys been including Maitea in that kind of...
Dylan has not.
No.
Yeah, I don't think Kamren would have been if that's apparent. If you guys left her in that room, you do see now Savannah, though. She has walked out and joined you in Max.
Yeah. I think Savannah's gonna ask, have you ever seen anything like this before, where they don't have any sort of instincts, they're just he says a vessel?
I have not. It would take a lot to remove the instincts from the species of the Hork-Bajir through bred captivity, because, like, she isn't included into your all's conversation, but she did hear that from the monitor, the Hork-Bajir say. And she'll say, but the Hork-Bajir, when they're young, are very susceptible, could be trained. Or groomed.
What's the strongest instinct a Hork-Bajir has?
I believe some individuals may have other driving forces, but the very bare minimum
to eat bark, to find good food.
Okay. Aximili, can you communicate with Kamren to go get the bark?
Yes, Prince Savannah. Kamren. Prince Savannah says, go collect some bark, as Dylan said. You got it, Your Majesty. Zach, you see Kamren leave you.
Once again, gonna offer, and this is just, my say is not in this, gonna offer that I could just get right in that head and see what the hell's going on.
I don't want to do it without his consent, and I know that he says that that's just what he is.
Like, that's valid. I also don't want to.
But it feels weird.
Yeah. I'm not sure how we'll get a lot of straight answers. Maybe we'll be able to get him to be interested in trees, but, like, I kind of want to just see what he's seen and know what he has known. And we know that Yeerk's access memories, it's a little gross, but if he can consent to it, then maybe it's not so bad.
Maybe. Let's see what he'll tell us first.
Word.
I think Savannah's like not gonna want to say what she wants to say out loud in front of Maitea. So I think when this is done, she's just gonna say, like, to Aximili, like, communicate with Dylan that her plan is good.
Prince Savannah says your plan is acceptable, Dylan. Good, even.
She kind of, her stalk eyes smirk a little bit. Just... What experiences have you had aside from being a vessel? Have you swung through trees as a vessel?
Yes, I have.
Did that make you feel anything?
He looks a little confused at that. Give me an insight check. I'll say with a 13, because he seems confused, I think that you kind of reading him and just taking in everything he's told you and applying that to this, you think that maybe he's not supposed to feel like he enjoys it, so he doesn't really know how to answer that question.
Perfect. She's gonna look at him and sort of back away and give him a little bit of space and say, that's okay. There's no one here who's going to harm you for any thoughts or feelings. You're okay.
Yes. The swinging through the trees is necessary. And he like mulls it for a minute and seems to think it over. Yes, it's enjoyable. What if enjoyable means like, then yes.
Enjoyable does mean like, yes. All right, that's good. That's good that you liked that. That's something that you're supposed to like. You're supposed to have fun and eat bark.
Not supposed to have fun.
If you want to. Well, the people that you come from were supposed to have fun.
The Arn.
Not quite that far back.
The Arn make the Hork-Bajir. The Yeerk take the Hork-Bajir, so Hork-Bajir are the Yeerks.
That's not how possession works. You are a being. You don't get to be possessed by another being. Unless you choose to.
Give me a persuasion check. And I'll say because you crit before and like you've been doing pretty good on reading him, you can do this with advantage. Not. I am being, not vessel.
You do not have to be.
What else?
Hey, you, Dylan, does this dude have a name?
Direct thought speak to Zach. I can't imagine he does, right? Do they give you names?
I have many names. Captive bred have many names. We take name of current Yeerk. My current name is Tarar 412.
Is there a name that you like that you've had?
All Yeerk names.
We need to ask Maiteta for a good Hork-Bajir name, I think.
Would you like a Hork-Bajir name? Or would you like to come up with your own?
I cannot think of a name.
That's fine. You don't have to. You can think about it. You can think about what you would like for people to call you. For other beings to call you.
I will think. I will listen. What should Tarar be called?
When you say Tarar, you're speaking of yourself, correct?
Correct.
As a... got it. Understood. Yeah, think about it. And we will call you whatever you would like to be called.
He seems to like sit there and think for a little bit.
You don't have to come up with it now.
Yes, yes.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
All right. There's some bark there if you'd like.
He eyeballs
There
it.
is more bark coming, so you can have as much as you like.
I will have some of this spark. He takes a bite of it. Give me a insight check as he takes a bite. Anybody that's watching can. Damn, Dylan. All these crits that we can't use.
Don't you stop talking about it right now.
18 and 22.
22.
Yeah, you guys, as you look in at him, he bites into the bark and like takes a pause for a second, like looks over his shoulder at Dylan with like a little bit of a nasty look on his face, but he'll like continue to eat the bark. Like this might have been in here for a couple of days.
She's gonna hold her hand out and say, you don't have to eat that if you don't want to.
Is sufficient.
We can get you fresh bark.
Kamren's been gone a minute. Surely he's on his way back, right?
Yeah, by this time you hear Hork-Bajir just not speak as he jumps down the well to get down quicker. You hear him just, and he like comes through and brings bark back.
Dylan, I'm back outside.
I will be right back. And she walks out to see Kamren. What is wrong with you?
I had to get back here as fast as I could.
You could use the stairs.
Well, yeah, I could also, in this body, jump down the well that we never use.
Okay, thank you. And she grabs a bark from him and turns around to go back in.
Zach helps him out of the well. That's sick, dude. Don't tell her I told you that it's sick. That was sick.
Dude, you gotta try it when we're done.
Yeah, I fucking am, for sure.
Hell yeah. You get back in and he seems to take this bark, the lighter color of the bark, and starts to chew on it, and he seems to enjoy this one much better.
You see, sometimes life can be about things that you like.
Bark and swinging through trees.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
But after, I should go back to the Yeerks.
You do not have to go back to the Yeerks.
That is most important rule.
Their rules do not apply here.
I do not wish to be like the insubordinates.
What happens to the insubordinates?
They are caged with the others in the general Yeerk River entrance. They are not given the training that the captive breds are.
So these insubordinates are from the homeworld.
Yes.
You can stay here for a while.
Is not what I am supposed to do.
I do things I'm not supposed to do all the time.
He seems to mull it over. Maybe I think about it while I think of a name.
That sounds good.
He takes another bite, another piece of bark. Starts to chew it.
She's gonna speak to everyone outside. Hey, can I let him sit on it for a while?
I think Savannah's going to say yes, but she's working on something else. But yes, I can communicate back to Dylan, yes.
Prince Savannah says yes.
Okay. I am going to step out. If you need me, she's going to hold up a couple of knuckles on her hand and knock on the door. You can knock 2 times, 3 times, however many times you want to knock. And I'll come and talk to you again.
He looks at the door and knocks on it a few times.
Perfect.
Then he takes a piece of poison ivy vine that Kamren brought in and slurps it up.
Spicy.
Tingly.
Interesting. I'll see you later.
Yes.
And she walks out.
He's just eating more bark as you close the door.
Yeah. So Dylan's gonna, I guess, walk toward the boys and say, shall we join them in the other room?
Yeah. Zach will demorph on the way.
Dylan's gonna stay in my Tamorph, just in case she has to go back in there.
Yeah, Kamren will stay in his morph a little longer too.
Well, damn, if I see nobody else is demorphing, I'm going to reverse it.
Yeah.
Just stay in HP. No, we're not? Okay, just kidding.
If I may, while Dylan was having that conversation with the Hork-Bajir, I think Savannah, like, as they're talking a little bit about stuff going on there, she's gonna ask Maitea, do you have a recording, that Exilia with the Hork-Bajir, do you have that recording? Can we pull that recording?
I have not been able to get it work other than the one time that it has when all of you saw it as well. Maybe if we studied it a little bit, we could figure it out. But like I said, I've had this thing for years now and haven't been able to figure out how to work it.
That's fine. Aximili, 2 questions. The speaker into the cell, 2-way, we can hear them, we can also speak to them?
Yes, you just need to press this button here.
Okay, don't do that. Do we have a way to get thought speak towards the computer, like onto the computer?
I can do this. For you to be able to do it, you may need to practice a little bit, but it is not impossible.
I don't need me to do it. Can we get one of the songs of the Hork-Bajir, one of the songs of the tree, and can we play that for the Hork-Bajir?
Aximili looks at Maitea, who looks back at him with like a little bit of a gleam in her eye. We can definitely work on that.
We should do this.
Maybe me and Kamren could, like, I don't know, hang out and make Hork-Bajir noises, eating some bark, and climbing some trees with him, and like just being free Hork-Bajir for an hour. Give him time outside of the cell in the woods. Like, I'm sure we could get him to come back. He seems chill.
Zach, are you... I mean, not to rain on your parade, man, but are you willing to risk the war that we can get her to come back, or him to come back? Like, look, man, I feel sorry for this Hork-Bajir too, and I'm all for letting him feel the freedom, but we have to think about what happens if he does go back.
Yeah. Okay. And like Zach just kind of sits down. Big old Hork-Bajir sits on the floor and hunches a little bit.
Kamren puts his hand like on your shoulder, like just, you know, as like a little bit of conciliatory consolation.
Constipation.
Constellation.
Oh no, now I'm thinking of Keffa again.
Oh,
Poor Keffa.
and the stars twinkle, and natural. No.
Monster.
That would be terrible. I would hate that.
It's maybe too soon for the Hork-Bajir to leave. Physically, also, they have been unconscious for many days now. So maybe. But why don't we just see if we can rehabilitate it a bit?
Yeah. Okay.
So we're letting it think for now.
For now.
Maitea, do you want to like maybe make a list of names? And he could, if he doesn't come up with one on his own, you know, like we could give him some options.
Yes, I can come up with some traditional Hork-Bajir names. Also, he may not know any of that, so any name may be suitable for him.
Dude ends up calling himself Door. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Call him Door, dude.
It would be his choice. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like you're getting like it's a really limited list of things, words he even knows. It's just like, that's a word, and I like it.
I mean, honestly, he sounded more well-spoken than those Hork-Bajir from the story.
Yeah, like what's up with that? You think maybe the Arn? I feel like this is some Arn shit, right? Like that dude, that one asshole little fucking dude, tweaked the genes.
Could be, dude.
Or it could be that they were just raised on this planet speaking.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
Those other Hork-Bajir didn't know that they could do things either.
That is very true, Dylan. And they learned.
Yeah, I feel like this just means we gotta free more Hork-Bajir. Maybe we get some that were like, you know, born planet side. And then they can like teach the other ones.
We might have to.
Yeah, if this kind of conversation starts to drown out and you guys move on, wait a few more hours, and at around 9:50ish, Aximili starts to gather everyone. The 2-day waiting period is up. It's time for us to say some last words for Alaron.